All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Hope we're all doing well, guys. It's always time to get this show on the road. As always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Welcome to another edition of the London session. Once again, we are looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward here today on the charts, on the gold, and on any other pair as per request. It's been a fantastic week. Took another win yesterday after the stream. Was called on the stream too, guys. It was called the buy limit, which I didn't think would present, to be honest. It was so far off it, but off the back with some Donald Trump magic, price popped down to the entry and secured plus 90 pips on one position with a runner out at break even. So that was a really nice win. Been a really good week. Looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward here today on the gold. You guys know the drill. If you could, please make sure to smash that like button. Any charts, any questions, anything you'd like me to look at, please feel free to pop those into the chat. Don't be shy to say g'day, guys. Don't forget to please hit the like button if you could, though. Let's get that up to 50 likes, quick smart. And let's start with the gold. And first of all, let's have a look at the all-important news to see what is going on. So we can see from yesterday, that was news coming out of the US in regards to Iran. So here's the ceasefire is over. Here's that war is back on. Anyway, let's refresh this and see if there is anything scheduled. There was FOMC a meeting overnight as well. Not sure what came of that, to be honest. But anyway, we can maybe look into that a little bit later. Moving forward, unemployment claims that would be considered red folder news, I would think, on most of the other providers. So I'm assuming that would be for financial juice anyway. I'm sure it would be considered red folder news. Yep, we got it there. So anyway, be wary of that moving forward. That is 30 minutes into NY session. Now let's have a good one, guys. Let's start with the gold, and let's start on that weekly time frame to begin. And what we can see is still forming bearish, still forming quite a strong bearish candle. So normally off the back of that, what we're likely going to be looking for are levels of interest within this current weekly candle. Seeing we are currently pulling back within it, and we're going to look to see if those levels hold and form resistance on the minor time frames yet again, where we could potentially look for a sell to take it back down towards the current weekly candle's low. However, those levels of minor resistance also become potential entry points to the upside, because logically speaking, if we were to break above a minor resistance, let's just say we have one here on the 15 and we were to break above it, the next likely destination is the next minor resistance form within the weekly candle. Just using that as an example. So they're going to be an option, a potential option to buy it as well off the back of that. On to the daily time frame here, and candle probabilities remain bearish. We left a long lower wick to the downside, not quite tapping into the support back at 4K yet again. That to me still a very probable destination, but currently not a great deal of volume within the current daily candle. We are forming an inside bar candle. We are pretty much at our open, but still based off the previous daily candle, we are in fact bearish. So bearish weekly, bearish daily. Now onto the 4-hour structure itself. And what I can tell you is the 4-hour structure remains bullish, guys. We are and did tap into the last significant high low here, only to bounce off it. And we are respecting that level just above that 4K region. So we are bullish on the 4-hour, but we are consolidating potentially within the structure itself, confirming or creating a lower high here. So we're just going to mark in this as the most recent resistance. So as in gathering data, it's still suggesting to me that we may have further downside potential. What I'm going to do is mark in that as support for the time being, and let's move our way down to the M15 time frame. All right, ladies and gents, and I can tell you, first of all, structure in the M15, so that is the highest point the market got to. That is the pullback. Close below here. Remains bearish. It could be technically or potentially flipping bullish shortly. Closures above this bearish rejection here at the resistance would confirm a structure flip. However, what I'm going to consider is, guys, so long as we remain below this resistance in general, I'd rather look for sell options. Reason being, obviously, if we were to close above this resistance here, if I was just to drag that across to that point there, we're running straight into another level of resistance. We're running straight into the 4-hour level, so it makes no sense for me to look for the buy until we clear that point. So therefore, I would consider us bearish on the M15 until really price pops above that point there. So that would be pretty much at this stage the only time I would be considering any buys. I need some sort of catalyst, guys. Remember what I said based on the weekly time frame, that we're going to be looking to see what levels will form within it on the minor time frame, and if we break above those levels, close above them, then it's likely going to lead us to popping up higher to the next previous level of resistance form within the current weekly candle. So that for me is that level 4,091. So we're going to be looking for buys above that point there. Now down to the sells. So let's just move across to the left here. All right, so we can just drag this across to most recent price action, seeing it lines up perfectly with that. That's going to be our support to the downside here, and we're going to mark in some minor support form within the current day's candle just above the daily low, and that will become a potential sell point, guys, if we pop below that point there. So most recent support form within the current move within the daily candle is at that 4,056, so pretty much at the daily low. So if price was to begin to pop below it, what we're going to be looking for is the confirmation of a close below, wait for price to drop below the Asian range low, pull back to retest the support, begin to move, continue bearish, break below the catalyst candles low, and we do have some very clean traffic over here to the left, and it's probable we'll come back down to the weekly low. That is a potential sell option. Now further sell options, guys, at this rate we kind of need to pop up a little bit higher towards the high of the resistance here and look out for some rejection. And if we had some sort of price action catalyst, I perhaps would consider it. The issue, if it rejected right now, we're back in amongst that, well, that wick, which to me is support, so price could even bounce off it yet again. So I'm not really considering a sell below that until we really pop below that support. At that point there, we have no margin down to the next level, so it still makes more sense for me to look for the sell below 4,050, 650 roughly. So that is pretty much what I'm going to be looking out for. Obviously anything in between, as you know, guys, if the interruption candle entry presents in between, I will most definitely trade it in either direction, irrespective of the structure, irrespective of bias, as long as it presents. Now got it there, but it is pretty much tapped into. I don't like that one, to be honest, because that to me is as close as it gets to being tapped into without tapping in, and we're now at the target either way, so I'm not going to look for an interruption by limit order at point there. But that is the goal at the minute, guys, so we just need to wait now and see how price reacts to the current 4-hour resistance and look for our potential entries based on that. So let's have a good one. Don't forget once again to hit that like button, team. It's been a cracking week. It's been a really solid week. Yesterday, off the back of some Donald Trump magic, a tweet dropped price down to the buy limit that I told you guys about at the 1-hour interruption here. Now it did go into a fair bit of drawdown. I did have 2 entries and did trigger in a second entry. That one went to a little bit of drawdown too, about 30 pips, but it did in fact bounce within this same candle back up, and I secured 94 pips of was on the lower entry, and I secured, well, the other entry was taken out break even. I had about 30 pips on the table on the second entry. I went to break even, so that was that there. So it spiked up, literally sold it out of the position right near the high. So it was a good win. And it's been a quality week, guys. It's been a really good week. Let me know how you guys are going. Hopefully you've had a good one. There has been entries called already for the members group. I've called 3 entries. There's 3 pending orders for those guys. GJ, there's a 1-hour delayed interruption here. It looks really good to me. The way price is slowly consolidating back down to that point, to me looks like a really solid entry. We are forming extremely bullish on the weekly time frame as well, so potential level for price to pull back to lines up with some previous resistance on the M15 and a pocket of consolidation here in the M15. That to me looks like a really solid interruption entry. Buy limits are valid on the 1-hour on GJ. Oh, gold. Something is going on. Gold's just popped up. You open up the new out. Wow, there's something must be going on, guys. It's just literally shot up and it is flying. Spoke about this yet again with my team yesterday, that you can't plan for these types of things to happen. You just got to let it do its thing, not get FOMO, not try to force your way in. You can't plan for breaking news, so I'm assuming there's some news floating about. Let's see if we can pick up anything. Not too sure, but if anyone knows anything, let me know. Go live on TikTok as well. Yeah, so there's GJ. GU is also, you got pretty much the same entry based on the 1 hour time frame. And German 40, the entry, there's still 2 entries on German 40 actually. One from yesterday's stream. Price is not pulled back to that point of interest. But there's also another one valid. I think it's valid on the M30 as well, if I'm not mistaken. No, it depends on your broker's chart. But there's also a valid interruption at 25,180 on German 40 for those who might be interested. Peter J, g'day to you. Zara Trader, good morning to you. Tony Gold, g'day to you. Sketchmas, good morning to you, mate. And everyone else in the YouTube chat, don't be shy. Welcome to those on TikTok. Hope you guys are doing well. You haven't missed anything. Gold's just spiked up, I'm assuming off the back of some news. Yeah, it looks to be weakness in US dollar. You've got the majors also spiking at the minute. Now, I did record the first of the new series, Trade of the Week, guys, today, and it decided to roll with the NAS trade. No, it's technically speaking, we're still got today and tomorrow, but I think it's going to be hard to beat that one. So I have recorded that. It'll probably be uploaded tomorrow on YouTube. Keep a lookout for that. It's not a long one, guys. I'm going to try to keep them short and sweet, so it goes for about 4.5 minutes. I know a lot of you don't have a long enough attention span to sit there and watch anything longer. Just joking. Trevor, good day to you. All right, well, guys, there's also a valid interruption on the 30-minute here on gold. And this is one I spoke about with my team yesterday. I mentioned that I'll keep an eye on it a bit today, but we're so far away from it, I didn't really need to. But that comes into play, guys. That's actually valid. The sell limits are valid, guys. Still a distance off it, but gold's just shot up, so anything could happen. Based off the interruption entry, we do have a sell limit, and it's the cluster interruption. So that is valid, guys, on the M30. I will set it on my chart. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set 2 entries. I'm going to set one at the body and one at the wick. Similar to what I've done of late. So that's the way I go now with the delayed and cluster interruptions. The continuation interruption is I'm more focused on the wick. So on my brokerage chart, the low for 118.29 or 118.29. That will be where one entry is placed. Let me split my risk here. And I'm going to place the second entry. As I mentioned before, at the body. All right. But let's see anyway, guys. We've got plenty of time. Let's see if we can even reject here, so we can perhaps get a sell back down. We'll have to just wait and see how price reacts to the current level. In the meantime, my team, let me send you guys a link. Daniel is valid to entry, not in the minute, mate. Needs to wait. Thank you to my lovely lady. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you once again for your support. I look forward to chatting to you later. Daniel, more into you. I've got orders set, guys, but still gonna be looking out for something prior to it because we are distance off it. Now to the downside, I don't see anything at the minute. We don't really have any interruptions. That to me is not really valid. No, that's not an interruption entry. Got nothing further down as well, so there's nothing in regards to interruption buys lower down. But let's see if we can perhaps start to form a bit of minor support here on the 15 and pop below it, and then we still have enough margin. We could look for options to sell it. Rahul, welcome to you. Hello to you. Rahul from India, nice one. I'm Justin from Melbourne. Nice to have you on the stream. Episode 7, good day to you, mate. Hope you're well. Was there anything breaking that caused gold to spike just then? Probably that, but that was, says 52 minutes ago. Trump says Iran reached out seeking a new agreement. I mean, can you actually believe a word that comes from his mouth these days? I reckon he'd have MetaTrader on his phone. He'd go, right, what am I going to tweet that is going to dump gold at the minute? And I'm just going to open 100 lots. Would you put it past him? In all honesty, would you put it past him? Trevor, nice. I marked out the 30-minute interruption candle range yesterday to watch for. Nice one, mate. Poppers, I think that because that bombed Iran this morning. Yeah, but I mean, just recently, that literally this candle shot straight up as it opened. It created the high within the first minute. So I was assuming it maybe there was some news about, of course, that quick spike up. Remember, guys, there is valid entries on GJ. On the 1 hour interruption, there's a valid entry on GU, but GU is the distance off the minute. GU looks like it wants to continue bullish. It's approaching some resistance here to the left-hand side, though, so it could be a little bit late. To be honest, it's very choppy at the minute. I don't see any valid entries on GU right now. Let's quickly look at EU. EU, much the same. You're at some resistance here. It's very choppy. AU is probably, yep, same thing. And as mentioned earlier, there is a valid delayed interruption on German 40 as well. Let's see if we can close below 0.236 here on the fib. Rejecting the range above. A little bit of an upper wick. It would be extremely impulsive, but I do believe if we did close very weak bullish, leaving a long upper wick into the range above, only to obviously reject. As long as the new candle just creates a small upper wick, and then begins to drop and break below, I believe that could lead to a deeper pullback. And that would have to be used as a stop loss. The issue is it doesn't look like it's going to do it at the minute. We are about to confirm a structure flip potentially on the 15 as well here. So let's see, guys. Let's see if we can close bullish engulfing on the 5 up near the high of the candle. Because then what we could look at is a low wick on the next M15 and entries that breaks the high. Because we've retested on the 5 minutes, so I don't need to be concerned about whether or not we're going to bounce off it again. If we did pop back down, there's a high probability we'll push away from it. We just need to wait for that confirmation. So it has to close in the next 30 seconds. It has to close very strong. So I'm keeping a little bit of an eye on that as well. And this is how I use the 5 minute, just to add confluence to the 15-minute catalyst, and the catalyst being the bullish structure flip. All right, so it's not strong enough, nowhere near strong enough. We have confirmed a structure flip here in the M15. Now, I'm not going to buy it just now. What I would love to see happen, and there's a good chance it won't happen, but what I would love to see happen, which would then validate an entry or give me a signal, is if this candle actually rejects and can close weak bearish like so, and then I'd look for an entry on the following candle once price creates a bit of a low wick and begins to break above the weak bearish candles high. That could also validate a potential interruption buy option as well. Don't worry if this is not making sense, guys. The more you watch me, the more you're going to understand it. And this is trading with probabilities. This is trading with like an 80% probability. None of this wick fill bullshit. But let's just see what happens. Guys, let me know. Is anyone currently running any positions? Do let me know. Just Y or N. Let me know in the chat. Shit, my members, I have sent you guys a link, haven't I? Thank you to new subscriber. Everyone else, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Same you guys on TikTok, smash that little screen. Have a think about jumping across to YouTube at some point. Exact same profile name, guys. I will be uploading the first of the new series, likely tomorrow, or if not, it'll be Saturday, but more than likely it'll be tomorrow. The trade of the week. Ori unit sell from 4,099. All right, well, price is popping back up, so just make sure to manage the trade. I would not, give anything back at this point, unless you're aiming at a swing trade or an intraday trade, then it's a different story. Himself on a sell on both EU and gold. All right. I hope they're going well. They're both popping up at the minute. How about the rest of you on YouTube? You guys are very quiet. Let me know. What's the deal, team? You guys currently running trades? How's the week been in general? Peter, break even today. Okay, fair enough. No trades personally for me today. Asian session wasn't really very inviting, to be honest. While I was there anyway, the early part of it. Oh, good morning to you, mate. Are you currently in a trade? Let me know. So it's been one of those weeks where every single trade we've called has eventuated. Just so happens to be that, apart from NASDAQ and one or two others, GJ, which presented on stream, apart from those, which were zero drawdown, straight to TP, basically entries, apart from those, the gold ones have all eventuated after the stream and have all been profitable as well. So once again, if you're following along as to what I'm, suggesting, the analysis, the entries I set too, because I have them actually set, guys, then you too can be making some good profits throughout the week off the back of the analysis, guys. So you know, don't sleep on this stream. We are killing it. We have been killing it. We will continue to kill it because we are a very strict and disciplined bunch of traders. Carl, looking at the same area, was trying to buy up to that area. Okay, but didn't get an entry. That's it, fair enough. Peter took sell on German 40 yesterday. Telstra service hit TP but dumped hard. Could have been one set. Yeah, man, that was a joke. That was a joke. All, you know, anything with Telstra was down. So that Telstra is a telecommunications company here in Oz, the major one. So a lot of financial services were down. What I always say, I carry cash. I use cash. Love what the government think. They want control of everything. I prefer to use cash. Only supermarkets that they don't deserve cash, they can get stuff. That's where I use card. But any small business, I give cash. Always give cash. And a lot of people were caught out yesterday because they couldn't pay for their items, their goods, their service, whatever, because the network was down. Inky himself, sorry, it's UJ. I'm gonna say, oh, okay, UJ. Oh, looking good, man, looking good. Alright, let's focus on gold here. I'm looking at the 5-minute for a validation here to place an order. I don't have it just yet. I need it to pull back a little bit before I have an entry. And then it might be a valid entry to take a buy up to the cluster interruption. So I'll let you guys know. Super, the 2726, you're in bios 4,065. Nice one. And nice work, mate. Caleb, is it? Oops, Celab. Sorry, I can't really read that text. My eyes are not the best. But thank you for the sticker, nonetheless, on TikTok. Appreciate it. Alright, so guys, I do have limit order set, limit order sell set based on the interruption entry. We've got a 30-minute interruption. Got 2 orders set, I've got 1 set at the body. The actual numbers, pending orders of 4118.29. That's this one, the one lower down at the wick. The other one I've got set at 4120.45, and that is roughly the body. It's actually right where this is, spot on. This horizontal is. Pretty sure. No, almost. I would love for the 5 minutes just to pop down a little bit here. I perhaps even retest this zone yet again. May not do so though. I mean, the other thing we could look at is the fact that this is a momentum candle. We are into clean traffic. So off the back of that, and the fact that we actually have retested this resistance, there could be possible buys on the next M30. What you would need to wait for is a decent lower wick, because otherwise stop loss is likely just going to be a tad too wide here. Yeah, I'm not really comfortable rolling for stop loss that wide, to be honest. We're doing the 5 minute, not much. Alright, so I'm going to track what the highest point of this particular candle is on the M30. The moment's 4102.19 on my chart, 4102.19. So possibly 4102.5, allowing for spread. And would need a decent lower wick. And if it pops straight up, forget about it. It's about to break its own high. So likely need to, yeah, gonna need to adjust the potential entry. 4102.85, so 4103.15. Now the issue with stop orders, they're off late because of the pure volume, the sheer volume on gold. You'll get slipped a fair bit. For me, for the most time, I'm okay. It's usually just a pip or so. I mean, yesterday, off the back of the news, I actually got slipped 14 pips to my advantage, which was a first. I couldn't believe it, actually. Because it just plummeted. Whoever was on the charts not long after the stream yesterday and saw this, you would know what I'm talking about. Just off the back of a Trump tweet, gold just shit the bed, completely shit the bed. Some Moscow on Lens, good morning to you, mate. Welcome, hope you're well. Keeping an eye on gold here. This being the momentum candle, we're about to create a higher high again. Needs to also leave an upper wick. So at the minute, again, we're going to have to adjust the potential entry for 103.23, for 103.55. And once again, we need a decent lower wick based off what we call the momentum candle. Nothing else, to be honest, guys. And the fact that we have actually closed above and retested this zone, we have clean traffic to the left, and that interruption could come into play. So you could almost target the sell as if TP. Let's see, guys. We've got 20 seconds remaining. Some Moscow on Lens, yes we are. Let's see, could be involved in a trade shortly. All right, need a decent low wick. Tracking how much it pulls back. All right, I'm gonna set a buy stop here. I'm going to have to adjust the stop loss if it does pull back a bit further. Based off the momentum, nothing more, guys. So be quick one. Got an entry set at 413.55. That is what I'm currently looking at. Ooh, close to being triggered, not quite.
Will you move your stops to the below the current candle?
Yeah, that's where I've got stops placed to begin. Because otherwise stop loss is way too wide. So yeah, I'm just backing the momentum. If it breaks, it's a good chance it's going to pop up further. Almost triggered in. So close, but not quite. So close. I got a feeling it's going to pop up. I don't want to get slipped. Probably try to get to that 1-to-1, which isn't that wide of a target. I mean, stop loss is 41 pips. I've just been triggered in. Got tagged in it. Got tagged in at 7, 2. So just a pip and a bit slippage, not too bad. All right, pushing halfway. All right, gonna get to break even. You got almost that 1-to-1. Gonna close half 25. I'm at break even, guys. Let's see, I've closed half map break even. We got close to the 1-to-1. And the target now is the interruption sell for the remainder of the position. Nice and quick, just using the momentum. That's all it was. Easy does it.
Nice work.
Easy does it, guys. Oh, still in it. The run is still in, not by much, but it's still in. Short little stop loss. Don't need a big target, guys. Very simple. Still just in it. So close to being taken out. Oh. That's the current position. And why is it? Can always do that. All right, let me quickly trade journal for the members. Oh, all right, I'm out. The runner's out. Just a quick one. Still secured a bit of profit on it, so better than nothing. Alright, just so it's there, because it won't, for whatever reason, allow me to copy it into a new tab. So that's the buy, guys. So quick little win on the buy scalp. Now what we're looking at is price pop up to the sell limit order. So we've still got the sells in, the limit order sell. And let's see if we get triggered into that. So one win so far. Stick around because there's still the option for the sell. That was win 159 for the stream with 43 losses. Not too shabby at all. Three losses actually. Uppers, nice. Well, again, it's very simple, guys. Easy to explain. It was just off the back of momentum. We flipped the 15-minute structure. Obviously, flipped the 30-minute structure as well. I think I flipped either way. But with the momentum, because in the past, guys, we would not have taken this on this stream. We would have thought that's the move. We missed it. But now what we realize, that is what we call the momentum count. That suggests we have a lot of buy pressure in the market. So therefore, what we just need to wait for in order to give us a reasonable stop loss and risk to reward ratio is a decent pullback on the low wick. And if it did that, and which it did, it gives me a realistic 1-to-1. And that's what it exactly did. It got to around 28, 29 pips, so it got close to the 1-to-1. Decided to secure half, get to break even, and it was a quick one. And now we wait and see if the interruption gets triggered in to the upside. Poppers actually stopped earlier at the top of the wick just now. Gained some nice little profit. Nice one. Good work, mate. So one win already so far on stream today. Let's see if we can gather another one if price pops up. In the meantime, YouTube, 30 likes, 20 more please. That's what we need to get it. We need to get to 50. We need to consistently get to 50 now. Again, the video up that we'll be uploading is pure education. It's pure gold, guys. It's none of these bullshit lies on how you can make 50k in 5 minutes running this same setup each day at the exact same time. It's such a crock of shit. I see it all the time. 9:30 a.m. candle. This is what you do every single day. Bullshit. Bullshit. The 9:30 a.m. candle for MY session does not print the exact same each freaking day. I guarantee you. So be careful who you follow. Be careful who you watch. What you get from me is transparency. You get education. You get it off of just watching the stream, guys. So make sure to subscribe, like, watch the video when I upload it. It will be uploaded probably tomorrow. Probably a few hours into London session. And it's pure gold. And it's such a simple entry that you guys can follow on your own, and it presents daily. When? I don't know. I can't tell you, but it's 9:30 a.m. like all these, you know, so-called freaking gurus say. But it will present. It might not present on the pair you normally take, trade, but it presents across the board, and it's valid across the board. Marceline. Or Marceline. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Are you using order flow charts, heat map as well? No. No, just pure price action. Pure price action, my friend. Now, I'm about to have another valid buy entry above the high shortly, but I'm not going to take it. I very much doubt, unless we get an engulfing close, yeah, I'll probably avoid it. It's on a 5-minute confirmation. I'm not prepared to go too much further into the confirmation for it. It's actually just become valid if it broke its own high again, but very impulsive. Celine, okay, yep. Anyone else take that by YouTube, TikTok? Anyone take just this? It wasn't a big one, nothing to write home about, but still a win's a win. So far for me this week, of the trades I've executed on, it's 4-0, 4 wins, no losses. We've called some cracking trades in members group, which some of the guys have taken as well. BMPW did, nice one. $36 likes, guys. Let's get it up to that 50 and I'll stop bugging you about hitting the like button. Celine, you took a sell earlier. Okay, fair enough. Hopefully you gain some profit from it. PJ, no. Yinka himself, you did. Nice one. Oops. Oh. Okay, interesting. There's another GU buy limit that is technically valid. Lines up with the Asian range high. Looks good in the M30. That is valid. Why? It lines up with previous resistance also here to the left. It's a likely destination for price to pull back to grab some leftover liquidity from that level. And if it's a slower trickle down to it, that is a very high probability entry to the upside. So there is a buy limit also valid now on GU, a little bit higher up for those who might be interested. And it looks something a little like so. And once again, I do have a valid re-entry on gold. I'm just going to chill and see if it can tag us into the limit order sell. The re-entry will be valid above the high. Muslim war news came out, then gold flipped bullish. Oh really? So was that what it was? This thing here. Because I was wondering, gold just ripped to the upside the open of this M15 candle. I was not sure if it was news related. Come on YouTube, 37 likes, guys. Once again, we need it up to at least 50. Mostly that's why I'm reluctant to sell right now. Fair enough. Now I've got sells higher up. We've got a pocket of accumulation here, and we've got the magic interruption candle. Bullish candle just there. $15 minutes until session open as well. Mostly, but we're in a downtrend overall. I would definitely agree with that. I do believe we're also in a pretty solid downtrend, to be honest. I've also been very careful with buying it I'm also in preference of looking for sell options. Creepy picks, DXY is dumped. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, again, I've been over what I think about looking at DXY when it comes to trading gold. I don't think it's that necessary, to be honest. It's not always the case when they inversely correlate. I mean, EU, it's probably better to look at that. It's the most liquid major. It's the most liquid Forex pair on the market. So generally speaking, unless there's news, EU's pumping, there's likely weakness in US dollar. Thank you to the new subs. Marceline, yes, look at the daily. We're about to break the structure. The daily is technically bearish in structure, the way I see it anyway. Some would argue not flip bullish on a close above this point here, but to me, this is the lowest point the market got to. These wicks, we have not closed below it, so we tapped into it multiple times just here, but failed to close below it. So therefore, the last significant lower high and the pullback zone as to where price needs to close back above in order to flip the actual structure back bullish is that swing point there. So I see this as a lower high, and there's a good chance we could pop back down to retest the low and potentially we have the volume, momentum, begin to break below it. Close below it. Karen, struggling to push up from here, don't you think? Possibly. It looks like that previous count suggests that maybe the momentum is dying, but just off the back of that doesn't mean I can just sell it, because we're not. Well, we still could get to the limit order sell where I've got the order set, because technically speaking, we've actually flipped the 15-minute structure back bullish here. So now that brings the buy options more into play. So that would be upon a proper pullback to create a high low. Preferably back down to this resistance. It might pop a little bit lower down because we've got the most recent resistance we have broken was the one around 4,080. So could even pop all the way back down to there, form that higher low, and then provide a price action catalyst. But I would now consider buys more so than I would have before. But again, I'm still favoring the sells. Kieran, I've had a sell limit set at yours since yesterday. It didn't tap in. Nice one, mate. Yeah, we'll see. With the 27.26 price is struggling to close above yesterday's opening price. Let's see the session opening volume will do. Oh, is that right? Yep, true. Tapped into it. Yeah, let's see. See if it brings the volume. So I'm not sure what you're seeing because I can't even see it on my end. Scammer? Yeah, they're always popping about in the chat. It's frustrating. I don't get the bots anymore. Change some setting. I can't remember what setting was, but I did change a setting and it's fixed that issue. Yeah, just be wary, guys. There's scammers always about trying to contact people from the chat. Once again, just so you guys know, I will never directly contact any of you without you guys initiating contact. So if someone claims to be me, it is not me. I know I am aware there are a few TikTok fake profiles of mine, which no idea why they want to try to you know, mock and copy me. I have no idea, to be honest. I don't have that big a following. But yeah, so if they approach you, contact you, it's not me. I don't trade live on stream. And there's nothing I can do about it. I report them multiple times to TikTok and they have no interest in stopping him. Apparently, they've done nothing wrong. So, nothing I can do about it. Plus, they block me. So what they do is unblock me and check what content I've got. They copy it and then they block me again. So I can't block them. So it's such a joke. They get away with it. But anyway. Silver popping up. I want it to drop, to be honest. Alright, so EU, there's also an interruption. And it actually looks pretty good as well. There's valid interruption on EU. Same one on GU. There's a couple here on GU. Oh, currently at previous 4-hour support resistance area 2. To the left. Yeah, true. And it is struggling a little bit at it. I mean, the 4-hour looks like it's still got a lot of volume, momentum. The minor time frames are suggesting it may be slowing down at the current level. Creepy Picks, it's already filled 4-hour fair value gap for now. Not concerned. I don't trade fair value gaps, my friend. Natalis, Nathaniel, making you a cash cow? Oh, mate, they wouldn't be making much cash, that's for sure. They're copying and pasting my reels that get all of like 300 views or some shit. Actually, some of them got like 5,000 or so. One in particular, I think it's got 20 or 30,000 views. But it's a rarity. Not that I upload many. But again, I'm starting to get into the habit of posting consistent content at least once a week for now. And that is the trade of the week. So it's a recap of the best trade for the week. And that will be uploaded likely tomorrow, once again on YouTube. So those on TikTok, make sure to follow on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube stream as well. Do not miss it. It's the exact same profile name. You cannot miss it. Marceline, first time here. How long have you been trading for? You only trade those two? I only trade gold, actually. I'm happy to call trades on other pairs, but personally, I only trade gold. Been trading for over 9 years now. Streaming on my own channel and my own group, for my own group and that, for the past 2 years. Prior to that, I was working for someone else. Kieran keeps trying to push, so let's hope we get that push. Yeah, let's hope London Open can maybe just push it straight up. You just trade NAS and gold. Yeah, that's fair enough. If a few of my group members trade both NASDAQ and gold, and that's about it. We caught a cracking NASDAQ trade on Monday, I think it was. That is the trade of the week. So that is the Tuesday, actually. That is the video for this week's trade of the week. All right, let's see. Gold trying to push. Ink himself. Wow, 9 years. Yep. Ins hash. We looking for sales? Yes. Kieran, have you got a Discord or Telegram group? Like how honest you are, not these influence groups. I do, but not much happens in the free community section. I think I need to change the settings because it's just constantly filled with bots trying to scam people again. So I may even have to change the settings so people can't even post into it, which is frustrating. But I do have a VIP group, and it's not a rip-off. It's like the price of a freaking streaming service. It includes my course, which I put together myself, all by myself. Recorded videos. There's over 150 pages of content. There's updates. I didn't get the chance to update today to my team members. I apologize. Plus, you get 3 to 4 live members only calls a week after the stream at some point. So there's the website. It's all up and running. The website. It's on the YouTube in the description under the stream, or on the homepage, and TikTok. It's on my profile page there if you are interested in looking at anything. Just over a minute, guys, till session open. Let's see if we can get that volume spike up to tag us into the limit order sales. I've already had one win so far on stream, and we're going to see if we can get involved in the sales. I think I may have fixed the indicator as well to my team members for the interruption. I'm pretty close to exactly where I want it to be, which is exciting news. All right, guys. London doors are about to open. Let's see if we can spike up. David Carnaby, this has probably been asked before, but what time frames do you use? Predominantly the 15 for the entries. I will go down to the 5 minutes to add confluence to a trade, which is what we did earlier. But otherwise, the analysis is done from the weekly to the daily down to the 4 hour and 15. The higher time frames are more concerned by the direction of the candles. The weekly, how current weekly is forming, and also against the previous weekly, daily, how the current daily is forming, also against the previous daily, and the 4 hour structure and 15-minute structure itself, and levels of interest. So 4 hour zones, daily zones, 15-minute zones, so on and so forth. Mickey Rules, hello to you. We got even lower than 4,060. Yes, we did, and I remember you did say it, so good, well done. I'll give that to you. I got involved in a nice buy for a quick 90 plus pips on the dump from yesterday, based on the interruption. At similar, well, same sort of thing, but in the opposite direction to what we're looking at today. Kieran, do you send out trade ideas for analysis VIP? I'm going to sort it out and get it inside. Yeah, I do, mate. I've already called so far 3 entries moving forward into today's proceedings. It's trade idea section. It's not actually, it's not a single service though, but I do, when I see something valid, I'd let the guys know. So if I'm on the charts and I see something, I'll let everyone know. And every time I'm looking to take a trade, I let the team know as well. Marceline, nice. Thank you. Mickey Rules, 9 pips yesterday, nice work. On a sell, nice work, mate. Must admit, yesterday's buy that we got triggered into was a bit of a sweaty palm sort of situation for a few reasons. I was personally cooking at the time. I didn't expect it because we were all up here at the time when I thought go off make dinner. It was just after the stream, and then I saw the members chatting away a bit. I had a look myself and oh shit, we were close to where I had the limit order buy set. So I was triggered in, holding a wooden spoon in one hand, stirring my boots so I wouldn't burn, trying to cook my dinner, trying to watch the trade as it was going into a fair bit of drawdown, but triggered me into the second entry and bounced off that, and was very happy with the profits in the end. How's that for multitasking? Looking at it on the phone. Again, thank you to a new subscriber, and make sure to subscribe those who haven't done so on YouTube. Almost at the 50 likes, guys. Thank you very much. We're at 49, so just one more and I'd be more than happy. Marceline, what's your opinion on using order flow? Look, I don't really have an opinion because I don't use it, so I can't really judge it, and it's just one of those things of whatever works for you. So if someone uses it and it works well for them, then who am I to judge and say it's shit? I don't know. And you know, good luck to anyone who can use whatever edge on the markets they can to be a consistent and profitable trader. Cheers, guys. We got over that 50 mark. Thank you. Mickey Rules, damn, I'm scared to trade today with that shit Trump in Turkey. Oh, okay, so that's why he's tweeting early. Okay, I was wondering, you know, why yesterday, because it would have been at a godly hour in the US that tweet came out. So yeah, that's obviously why. You can do shit. Usually he's sleeping this time of day. Yep, but since he's in Europe, may do some shit. Yeah, I know. It is very frustrating, isn't it? Like I mentioned before, would not surprise me if he's got his phone in his hand. He's got MetaTrader downloaded on his phone, drops 100 lot, and decides he's going to tweet something that will dump gold or pump gold. Would not put it past him. Marceline, you've never used it, was going to learn it. Yeah, I've never even looked into it, to be honest. It's the same as fair value apps. I've never learned a thing about a fair value app. I'm not interested in learning a thing about a fair value app. Reason being is because what I do now isn't broke, so why do I need to try and fix it? We've adjusted, we've adapted year on year within this group, our entries. Certain entries don't play out as well anymore, or don't really present as often. So those have kind of been put to bed a bit. But it's just like minor adjustments all throughout. You keep on top of things. John, thanks. You shall start learning. Nice one. What's going on YouTube? The numbers have all of a sudden dropped. Mickey Rules, he's not trading gold. He's on oil and crypto. Can't wait to... Oh, yeah, Trump. I wait to see him in jail for inside trading. Damn, I hate. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. I used to love him, but after all this shit, it's just made things a lot more difficult for the average person. And worldwide, not just in the US. So now, you know, find him really frustrating as well, because you can't believe a word that comes out of his mouth at the moment. I remember he caused me to lose an account back in 2019 when it was in office back then. Or it was February 2020. I can't remember. It was one of the two. He did something similar. So he tweeted some shit. I think it was about the pandemic at that time. And God did something I was not prepared for. But that was a small account. I was back in my reckless, stupid days where I was trying to flip things daily. You blow an account, you put another 500 bucks in. So on and so forth. Kept trying to flip it. Did flip it a few times and then lose it all not long after. Glad those days are well truly over. The Night Flow Tube, your French Trump is not funny. No, he's not really funny anymore, is he? The funniest thing about Trump now is the South Park series, the last few series. They just take the absolute piss out of him. If anyone's seen it. Mickey Rossi making richer and poor even poorer statements and actions. I swear he's what? Yep, true. Yep, exactly. Yep. BMPW presidents with so much influence should not be on Twitter. No, they should not, mate. X361, well, you weren't on stream about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago roughly, when we took a buy scalp for a win. You don't stick around, mate. Just because when you pop on stream and I'm not in a trade doesn't mean we don't take trades. Called so many cracking trades this week. Been a cracking week myself. 4-0. 4-0. The members know every single trade I've taken. We have caught some cracking trades ourselves, the group. I've called entries. I've told you where my orders are set. I've got them right here. So if you miss out, don't be salty, my friend. Don't be salty. DJ still nowhere near the entry. Let's have a look at. Oh shit, EU close. Popping down. Assuming GU as well, but not quite. EU looks to be the closest. 740 is the distance off at the minute. QT, patience is key, definitely. It's what I preach. As always mentioned, I have no control as to when my confirmation will be present in the markets at my level of interest. But if I wait patiently, I know there's going to be a good chance it will be a winning trade. And hash, if there's no trade for protecting capital, we're not gamblers here. Exactly. Exactly. Could not have said it better myself. Night flow tube. Anyway, there is good vibes here. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Alright, so it's the first 15 minutes of London Open and we close the bearish engulfing candle, leaving no lower wick. Let's see if that means we don't have much more momentum to the downside if we can pop back up, because often what follows these sort of candles that don't leave a wick is price tends to push in the opposite direction to the closure of that candle itself. We had it just here on that bullish candle, as we can see, didn't really have a wick. Price ended up closing back strong bearish. So let's see if we can do likewise to the upside here and be closer to our entry point for the sell. Once again, orders are set, guys. I've got 2 orders set to the upside here for sells based on what we call the interruption. In this case, it's the cluster interruption on the M30. Got 1 order set at the low of the bullish candle, another order set at the actual open of the bullish candle. Mostly one's my favorite session to trade. If I can be on the charts for it, by far and away it's Asian session. Tend to get some, I believe, cleaner moves more often than not. Today, not really. So I'm talking about the first few hours of it. Like maybe an hour or 2 hours into Shanghai Open, but for the most part, I'm off the PC by about maybe 30 minutes to an hour into Shanghai Open. But by then, usually you've got a few nice moves. That to me is the best time of day to trade because you tend to get cleaner price action. I mean, London, pre-London, a lot of volume today. But off the back of, again, likely what was just a tweet from Trump. But normally London of late it's just been very, very slow, really slow. And why it's a bit late for me, so I choose not to trade. I mean, I do jump on a call with my team pre-MY, sometimes pre-MY, it just depends what time I'm available. That's at least 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week. Should be alright today. I'll possibly be alright to jump on a live call for a bit. Professor Alman, Justin's discipline is on the golden level. FOMO is holding by the neck. Thanks to Justin for incredible patience. Appreciate the kind words, my friend. It used to hold me by the neck as well. Definitely learned the hard way. Did lose a bit of cash. Nothing major, but still, I mean, still money, still decent money too. So I also learned the hard way, but yeah, like everything that comes with it, you know, it's all part and parcel of trading. Marceline, agreed. So I'm assuming you're perhaps also maybe in Oz or somewhere in Asia or Southern Hemisphere. Or the East. Somewhere in the East. Alright, so let's see, we are popping up. Who knows, it might even happen when I'm making dinner again today. Never know, guys. Mickey rules. You're waiting that sell 20 level, like Holy Mary, and maybe I take one sell even low at 115. Nice one. Yeah, fair enough. So one of your entries lines up perfectly with mine. Someone trying to hack me on stream live. Getting some strange messages on my phone about verification. Mickey, as long as it comes to 4050 level. Is that going to be your target? The daily break of the daily candles low, I'm assuming around that point. Nothing between that. Yeah, well, it's a pretty clean move up. Doesn't mean it's going to just drop straight back down to it. Kip74, thank you for the sticker whenever you sent that. I just seen it. Apologies if it was a while back. Not sure if you're still on stream, but thank you. I think you are. Appreciate it. You're gonna buy that 4050 Mickey rules. Yeah, it's all right. Fair enough. Yeah, for me, we're still technically actually going to be bullish in the 15 as long as we respect the current daily low, basically, the way I see it. So if we did in fact pull back down to it, it's a level I would consider looking for options to buy it from. Alright guys, just give us 2 seconds, I'll be back very quickly. As I am back. Still pushing bullish here, let's see. Good chance if we pop above that bearish candles high that the interruption is going to come into play. We'll just leave that message there. Otro D4V. Mickey rules, the sell I'll keep to 80 level because there is a big support at 60, 70. Fair enough. what I'm going to do is stick around and see how the next M15/30 opens. We're going to pop up. I'll stick around for a bit longer. See if the interruption can come into play. It did exactly what I said it good chance it would do. Close back strong bullish. There we go, examples guys. What to look out for when candles close without the wick, and as to why you hear me at times say I'm not. For instance, if I wanted to sell it there, why I wouldn't sell it? Just look at that bullish candle. Look what happened after that bullish candle. Look what's happening after that bearish candle. All right, M30 is closing, leaving a long low wick. And you can almost buy back up to the cluster here. What is the high? Or 110.5. I have that bearish candle. Probably better point. Or 1.19. So we could technically look for an entry similar to the earlier one, guys. Stop loss below the current candle is low, buys above the previous M30 high. Oh, it's pulling back a bit further. Nah, forget it. Forget it. It's pulling back too far. Because now we'd struggle to even have that one-to-one to the limit order sell. So forget about that. The 5 minute kind of looks like it might begin to shit the bed as well. Nah, I'm not going to take an entry like the first one. So the first one we took, for those who've just joined, we've already taken profits on one buy. We have some sell limit orders set for the upside here on the gold. Based on, once again, what we call the cluster interruption entry. Based on the 30-minute time frame here. This little bullish candle, price is not yet pulled back to. There's a good chance if it did, unless there's news, there's a good chance that it could react and reject that point. So it's what the limit order sells are based on. But as we saw yesterday when Trump tweeted something, we had limit order buys. Luckily got it, well, still a valid entry, got out with a 90+ pip win. But this thing continued to ship through the bed of where the limit order was set based on a very similar entry here on the 1 hour time frame. The cluster 1 hour entry just here. So don't worry if you don't understand what I'm talking about. There will be a video uploaded likely tomorrow or over the weekend, and it'll pretty much explain that type of entry in full detail. Look, EU still not come down to that level. Over 40 still rejecting. Marceline, wouldn't that be a liquidity grab? If you mean creating a decent low wick, or the M30 candle itself, that suggests to me it's a bit of a liquidity grab candle. But having said that, if we were to push bullish just now with momentum, I don't believe we need to necessarily pull back yet again to create much of a low wick on this candle. That's why I wanted just to create a bit of a low wick, similar to the first entry, maybe a 30-40 pip low wick. Use that as a stop loss and then look to target that 1-to-1 again, or the interruption sell limit. Oh, the cluster, yes. Yeah, pocket of accumulation. So yes. Mickey Rules, 4130 level also can huge reject. Yeah, a bit higher up for sure. It's true. Don't crush that. Will strength, it may go to 4180. Yeah, 4150, and then above that, yes, 4180. Tommy, are you? You must have it. Oh, you got a set, you mean? Sorry, mate. I thought you meant you've been triggered. Yeah, GU looks really good. Mickey rules, but it will need strength, like huge strength. I'm bearish. It's bearish month, last 8 months, so I'll keep. Yeah, I'm more bearish as well.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They're deceived with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in
See if we can pop above that bearish candle high there. Resistance. If it's going to make the move up to the limit order sells. And wait for this M15 to close, and then we'll see where we're at. Doing a bit of overtime at the minute, guys, so let's see. Carl, the slow approach is making me like the entry more. Yep. Likewise, mate. Likewise, unless Trump tweets some bullshit thing and it just pumps, then there is nothing you can do about that. I really like the approach right now. We're cooled off on the buy pressure. So yeah, have to wait a little bit longer and see. Some of us go on Lens Goal will definitely get to that sell zone soon. I trust Mr. Just Analysis. We'll get there, mate. Doesn't mean it's going to be a winning trade, but high probability it will be. So based off similar entries in the past, that's all we can really go off. Just got to trust your analysis. Ends hash, what price? So it just depends on your brokerage chart, but I've got it set for the low of that bullish candle here to the left, and one for the open of it. So on my brokerage chart, those levels of 4118.29 is the exact low, so that wick low, and the body I've got set for 4120.45. 4120.45. Marceline, Trump said Iran reached out seeking a new agreement 2 hours ago after launching strikes. Yeah, who knows what to believe, and then they'll come out and deny the fact that, you know, he's said that. You know, tit for tat, who knows what to believe. In search, all good. Alright, it's starting to pop up. Marceline, crazy. I'm so glad I'm not in the military anymore. Happy for you too. It's, yeah, probably not the greatest place to be at the minute, especially if you're obviously with all that's going on around the world. When I was younger, I was very close and considering joining the army. I never did, as a reserve. I had a mate who did it and I was going to go with him. Something come up, I can't remember what it was, but something come up, I couldn't go. You're Stevie? Work with the Marines a lot? Oh, okay. Nice one. Maybe land-based? Yep. I mean, a 5-minute still to me looks like it could be ready to shit the bed. Dynamic rules. Your ex-special forces in my country wars. Okay, best in Europe. Estonian wars, checking. So it's a nice one, mate. I'm sure, mate. I believe you. You guys don't muck around in those countries. So. Alright, so we're closing pretty much at doji. Let's see if we can whip straight up here. A bit of a low whip, but let's see if we can pop up. Mule, can we take a scalp entry for a buy? To be honest, I don't like, it looks like we're running our momentum to the upside a bit. And I mean, pullbacks suggest perhaps we're grabbing downside liquidity in order to push more bullish, but I just believe if we're really going to make a clean move up, we likely would have done it already. Doesn't mean it can't do it, but how many times do we need to pull back before we pop back up and really push through? So I still think it could be a slow trickle to the cluster interruption. We get these wicks that, you know, push above but fail to close above, pulls all the way back. And then, I mean, this to me would be fantastic if we can just do this. Tag in and then dump. Mickey rules, but I can say something. The war is the worst thing man has ever invented. Mark my words. I 100%. I mean, no one wins. There's always innocent lives lost. You know, on both sides. There's soldiers who have no choice but to go into bat for their country. So war is not good at all. Best element, the patient dog eats the fattest bone, definitely. That's what we do here on this stream very well. When we trade with patience, we're likely going to get the result. We've already taken the one win. Waiting for the right confirmation. Still could get the other trade, but it may not. It might not happen right now. So I think on that note, guys, I've done overtime. I think I'm going to get going. You guys know exactly what to look out for. I have called it. Do trade safe. EU looks like it may be in. Yep, so EU's just been in. I'm not in it. I don't trade it, but it is valid. Yeah. Really good week, guys. Really good week. 4-0 so far. I'm still got the limit order set, so let's see if I can finish it. You know, 5-0. Fridays I don't really trade. Sometimes Asian session, but not really London session. I don't really have the time for it. So I won't be on stream tomorrow, but do keep an eye out for the upload of the first entry of the new series called Trade of the Week. Should be tomorrow around this time, possibly a little bit later. I'd say maybe an hour or so later. Keep an eye out for that, or if not, we'll be on Saturday. But guys, appreciate all the support throughout the week. It's been a cracking week. It's been a really good week on and off stream. Take care, trade safe, don't do anything stupid, team, and I'll catch you guys again on Monday. My team, I will chat to you, and I'll see you guys a bit later on. Till next time, one and all. Cheers, team. Bye. Bye, guys.